Loboc, a piece of heaven. Loboc is one of the oldest towns in Bohol, being established in 1602. It has an area of 5,765 hectares, a population of 17,000 with 28 barangays. The Loboc River cuts the town almost in half. Even during the pre-Hispanic time, the Loboc River played a vital role in the life of the people. During the Hispanic rule, the Jesuits constructed their first seminary in the Visayas, in Loboc, precisely because of the river, which was navigable, the presence of fresh potable water, and is situated inland, a safe distance from the marauding pirates attacking the coastal communities. Its being situated inland was easier to defend than coastal location. Because of the river that provided access, Loboc became one of the earlier seats of Spanish colonizers and a settlement of a vibrant community who brought with them education, arts, and culture, particularly music. The river dictated the growth of settlement in the town. The market, town center, church, municipal hall are all situated along and very near the river. Population centers also concentrated along the banks due to access. Past administrators didn't realize the immense potential of the river. As with most local government units, the town is heavily dependent on the internal revenue allotment for its operation. In 2004, the budget was 20.7 million pesos with 89% from internal revenue allotment, while only 11% was generated from local revenues. During the first few months of the administration, the revenue-generating measures were overhauled and made a sales pitch among the constituency for support. There was focus on economic enterprises that can provide the basic services of the people and at the same time generate revenues. The government started with the best of plans under the circumstance. The plan is captured under the banner line Lit Hope. It has to start with something people can associate and dream with. Thus, Lit Hope was born, which could mean light a hope or a hope is lighted. The banner line it actually stands for livelihood, infrastructure, tourism, health, organization strengthening, peace and order, and education. This was the condition before the Community-Based Resource Management Program or CBRMP funding. During that time, the influx of tourists was beginning to grow. Hence, there was a necessity to augment and build infrastructures to complement the need. The municipality accessed World Bank funding through CBRMP for the Loboc Tourism Complex, equivalent to 14 million pesos. Loboc Tourism Complex was built to cater to the tourism center, docking port, air-conditioned comfort rooms, parking area, pump boat, and diversion road. Operations plan was formulated to facilitate an efficient and effective delivery of services to Loboc tourists. Our tourist arrival was 155.5 thousand in 2005, 210.5 thousand in 2006, 254.1 thousand in 2007, and 361.9 thousand in 2011. In pesos, the tourist gave us an income of 60,000 in 2005, 210.5 thousand in 2006, 7.4 million in 2007, and 51.18 million in 2011. In a matter of 7 years, it grew from 60,000 to 51.12 million pesos. Environmental programs are in place such as infrastructure and the following ordinances: requiring all pump boat and watercraft operators to reduce its speed to the lowest running time upon entering or navigating Loboc River, regulating the operation of the river cruise floating restaurant and motor boats for hire and of fixing the rental fees, requiring all operators of floating restaurants cruising the Loboc River to provide waste receptor and septic tank, requiring owners, caretakers of non-serviceable boats to have their non-serviceable boats out from the Loboc River, regulating the number of floating restaurants and pamboats for hire, prohibiting anybody to beg, ask food, things, drinks and money from the tourists on board the river cruise and floating restaurants. An ordinance prohibiting littering in public plazas, parks, public market, and all other public places. An ordinance prohibiting the throwing of any form of waste, garbage to the Loboc River. Comprehensive Solid Waste Management Ordinance, an ordinance providing for an integrated and ecological solid waste management, establishing the necessary organizational structure, prescribing fees for solid waste management services, declaring certain acts prohibited and providing penalties, appropriating funds and for other purposes. Economically, there is an ordinance requiring tourists to pay for maintenance, safety and security charges for the preservation, maintenance, protection, development and promotion of natural and environmental tourism spots, and for the safety and security of tourists. For the social aspect, residents embrace different attitudes towards tourism development depending upon how tourism has affected their lives. If sustainability is to be achieved, satisfaction for both hosts and guests should be attained. Therefore, in Loboc, benefits to the community is taken care of. Employment creation and income generation. Among the municipalities, Loboc has the highest hiring rate in the province. Livelihood for Sogong and Gutuson communities. Jobs for women reflexologists, food preparers of native desserts from the community, and food handlers at floating restaurants. Jobs for members of boat captains, crew and steward association, and on-board entertainers. Jobs for craftsmen and weavers. Income for souvenir shops and their staff. Several local entrepreneurs have invested in pension and lodging house business to cater to the growing tourists who prefer to stay and savor the rural ambience of Loboc. Share from tourism income for all the barangays.
Sa amin, yung income ng tourism, meron share yung mga barangays along the riverbanks.
LGU private sector collaboration. To name a few, a grant from private sector that constructed the Loboc Children's Palace with a project cost of 8.5 million pesos. Another is the Loboc River Lighting Project from the same donor that amounted to 13.5 million pesos. The First Consolidated Bank donated 4 million pesos to spruce up and convert the unfinished and notorious Loboc Jumbo Bridge into a promenade. A ripple effect in the community where PACAP, LGU and private sector collaborated through the creation of Loboc Youth Ambassador Band and establishment of School of Music. Protection and preservation of resources by the community. Facilities developed for tourism benefited the residents, such as concrete pavement leading to, in and around the complex, which is also used by the residents. There is also free access to internet connection, thereby allowing residents to connect with members of the family abroad and helping students do their assignments. Re-evaluation of culture and traditions. The young are already appreciative of the Lobocanan culture, more particularly its music, songs, and dances. Interested kids from grade 3 to 4th year high school are trained in notes reading and playing of instruments and being provided with musical instruments, all for free. To date, there are 495 students, 300 of whom are already provided with free instruments. 98 of these students are already in college and have availed of scholarship in universities and colleges through their respective school bands. Tourism encourages civic involvement and pride. The physical development of the town and the efficient services of the LGU staff to the community restored the pride of our people and created their identity. It has lifted the people's spirit and ignited them to do more.
Proud to be a Lobocanon!
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 preserve yung river tsaka yung surrounding niya. Tsaka yung one thing, yung parang yung Bohol people, yung Boholanos, talagang pre-preserve nila yung ng nature dito.
I thought it was really lovely to take a ride on this boat, and it was really surprising to find a waterfall at the end and the ladies singing and dancing on the boat as well.